So, dear Commission members, can we now invite our candidate Ivan Yurichuk, because he has a train soon, so would it be possible to invite Mr. Yurichuk? Do you think we can do it now? Yes, we can. Matthew?
Так.
Пане Андрію. Так.
Yes, okay. Then yes, we can invite Mr. Yurichuk, Ivan Yurichuk. So we're starting our interview with Ivan Yurichuk. So Ivan, you can see 6 members of commission, 3 of them are in the room and 3 are online with us. I would like to give the floor to Matthew because he is the main interviewer. Over to you.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for your time today. We would encourage you to use the headphones for translation. I will try to speak slowly so that the translators can capture every nuance. Another word of advice is that when you're actually answering the questions, you will want to take the headphones off so that you don't hear yourself speaking. And we would encourage you to provide brief answers to these questions and move through them as efficiently as possible. But again, thank you for being here today, and thank you for your willingness to submit to this line of questioning. So let me start with, you currently are the deputy head of the State Education Quality Service of Ukraine, responsible for digital development, digital transformations. Is that correct?
Так, це правильно.
Yes, that is correct.
And were you the curator of the territorial bodies of the State Service for Quality of Education for Ukraine in the Kiev region in 2023?
Так, був.
Yes, I was.
Okay. And so this brings us to a question which I'm sure you're aware of, which is that we have received a letter from your former colleague, the former head of the State Service for Quality of Education in the Kiev region, alleging that you engaged in certain, what has been described as inappropriate behavior during an August 2023 meeting when you did an evaluation of the work of this head of the State Service. And I'm going to read from a part of this letter, and then we're going to ask you to respond. So during this time when Mr. Yurichuk was the curator for the territory bodies of the State Service for Quality of Education of Ukraine in August 2023, he used obscene language to the head of the State Service for Quality of Education in the Kiev region, humiliating her honor and dignity, using mobbing, and summoned subordinate employees of the office for a whole day during working hours and forced them to give false testimony against the head of the office of the State Service for the Quality of Education in the Kiev region. The consequence of this behavior is alleged in this letter was the dismissal of 7 employees of the State Service for the Quality of Education in the Kiev region in the period from June to August 2023. So if you could you please describe address this allegation? And let's just start with, did you know about the dismissal of the 7 employees of the State Service for the Quality of Education in the Kiev region?
Дякую за запитання.
Thank you for your question. So I will quickly and briefly tell about the context of this case. The head of the State Service for Quality of Education in the Kiev region, she was dismissed from this position for violation of the procedure when she paid herself a bonus in addition to the salary without coordination with the head of the service, as it should be in accordance to the legislation. So the state service found out this about this case. I was the head of the disciplinary commission on this case, and we had also interviews with the people who worked in the State Service for Quality of Education in the Kiev region. And as a result of our work of this disciplinary commission, the head of the Service for Quality of Education in Kiev region, she was dismissed. She went to the court. There were two files when she complained and she about her dismissal and about this case brought against her. So she lost both cases in court. So I consider that the disciplinary commission, which I was the head of, we worked in a transparent and honest manner. And I think that the court decisions, they confirm this fact. As for mobbing and all these other things mentioned in the letter, I can see that if we could talk to people who worked in this department, that is my opinion, of course, but I actually think that this person is telling that I did the things that she used in her work, starting from not even August, but July, I think, when there was internal audit in this department in Kiev region. Me and other staff members who were members of the disciplinary commission, none of us talked to this head of the former head of this office. We did not have any one-on-one communication. Any communication happened with other people present, and those other people who were present, they can confirm and describe the circumstances that were in the process of this communication with this head of the department. And I can say that from my side, there were no behaviors that would be against any ethical norms or against the code of ethics. Yes, we did have conversations, some unpleasant conversations, because we had to find out how these bonuses were paid. But there was no behavior from my side which would violate any norms. I assume that maybe she tried to record any things which were apparently done wrong by the commission to bring it up in the court, and this is what she tried to do. But again, I want to say that there are court decisions, and she lost these cases. I hope that I have addressed your question.
Thank you, sir. Why do you think that this party decided to send our commission a letter on this matter? What do you think her motivation was for doing that?
Справа в тому, що це
The fact is that this is not the first time when this person was dismissed from a certain position, and then she goes to a court and complains about her employer. And this is what we learned afterwards during this case, that almost all the places where this person worked, everywhere the same story happened. There were court cases after her dismissal, and sometimes she tried also to influence the work of the disciplinary commission through some public servants. It's not that there was some pressure. I would not say that there was some pressure, but we were asked by some public officials. It's like we were told that some people, like high-level people, are informed about what is going on. And I think that this that's just about the character of this person, the nature of this person. This is how she lives, how she works. I'm not blaming her. That is the right of every person. But I don't know, motivation is simple, probably somehow to harm.
Thank you. Thank you for your explanation. So I'm going to change the topic to another line of questioning here. According to your autobiography, you worked as an assistant to a member of parliament in 2015 for 2 months. And as you've explained in your response to our written questions, we wanted to go over what your response was as to what your duties were. So first, let's start with which which member of parliament were you working for when you were the assistant?
Ага. Я зрозумів. Тобто йдеться не про заступника голови.
So you're asking about my work as an assistant to the MP.
Correct.
This was a deceased, unfortunately deceased Anatoly Matvienko. He was an MP of several convocations. I have met him in Ivano-Frankivsk when there was an election campaign there.
Я мав бажання, 2014 рік, революція.
It was 2014, the Revolution of Dignity. We all wanted to do changes in the country. And he employed me. He had a position of the consultant. First, I worked at this position. I wasn't a civil servant at that time. We worked for some time, and then I became a civil servant. However, in parallel, I also communicated with the current head of the quality of education service. Then it was the the inspection service in educational facilities. It then transformed into the office where I'm working now in. I communicated with him, and I learned that in the state service there was a number of vacancies. In 2014, there was a lustration law, and many people left their positions, left their offices, because there were rumors that this inspection could be closed, and people started to look for other jobs. He suggested me to try myself in the state inspection of educational facilities. I have heard his desire to transform this service, because this service provides for some punishment functions, but the idea was to transfer it into providing services. I addressed Anatoly Sergeyevich and told him about the situation. He said that if you see that you can be useful there and it is interesting for you, go ahead, take this position. That's how I became a member of this inspection. I became a senior employee there. To explain to you, it was the lowest position in the central executive body.
Okay, so
for 6 years and a half, I have been working there, and I
Yep.
became the deputy head.
very good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. That's very helpful. Um, were you a member of the political party bloc of Petro Poroshenko in 2014?
Ні, я один раз
No,
нагоду бути членом партії.
only one
Це
time
було
I
десь,
was a member of a political party. Starting from 2010 till 2012, I was a member of Svoboda, All Ukrainian Union political party. Speaking about the political party,
якщо я не помиляюся, уповноважена особа чи
if
державна
I'm not
особа
wrong,
кандидата в президенти, тоді це був
I
Петро
was
Порошенко у
a
14
consultant of the candidate to the position of the president. It was Petro Poroshenko in 2014, in spring when the presidential elections took place. Then in autumn, I was a consultant of the party, but I have never been a member of the party. I never wrote an application to become the member of the party because after 2012, I decided never to go into political parties.
So do you currently have any affiliation with a political party?
Ні, я ніяким чином зараз не пов'язаний з
No,
політичним.
there is no affiliations with political parties. On my side, I'm a civil servant.
Мені
Okay.
подобається те, чим я займаюся і що я роблю.
I like what I'm doing.
Я не думаю, що
That is why I don't think that a civil servant should be affiliated with political parties. I don't want to be engaged with political parties.
Are you a member of the NGO United Media Union?
Ні, я не є членом жодних громадських організацій.
I'm not a member of any NGO. I never was.
Тому я не є членом громадських
That's
організацій.
why no, I'm not a member of any NGO.
Okay. In the United States Register of Judicial Decisions, there is a decision from 2012 in a case regarding bringing you to administrative responsibility under Article 173 of the Code of Administrative Offenses for petty hooliganism. The proceedings in this case were closed due to the absence of elements of an administrative offense. Could you explain what exactly was happening, what you were being charged with at the time?
Можу, звичайно, це дуже цікава справа.
Sure, I can clarify it. It was an interesting case. It was public in media. If you remember, in 2012, Yanukovych's regime was flourishing in Ukraine. One of the attributes of the time was the victory parades, where so-called veterans, fake veterans, were going across the cities carrying communist flags, etc. It happened in Kolomyia, my native city. A parade like that took place, and many people were against this. Because those veterans, they were not locals, they were brought from other places, they were relatively young, around 55 to 60 years old. Obviously, they could not be Second World War veterans. So it was just, the aim of this event was just to provoke conflicts, and a conflict took place there. The police at that time, it was militia, it was called militia. They filmed a number of people there, including me, who participated in the protest action, in the rally, and they tried to accuse us of some petty hooliganism. It was petty hooliganism, an administrative offense, but thanks to the public pressure, it didn't end with anything. As it should have been, the court made a decision that those people participating in the rally, including me, they never violated the law. Because at that time, a prohibition was in place to use communist totalitarian symbols, to publicly use them. But I would like to stress that I'm proud that I participated in an event like that. And at one of the court hearings, when I was when Krivonis, a legendary patriot, visited me. Unfortunately, he died. He was 101 years old when he died. At that time, he was 92 years old or something. He came to support me, and I'm very proud of that. But then, realizing this huge propaganda machine working against us, it was a bit scary, to be sincere.
Thank you. I'm now going to shift focus to your declarations, your annual declarations. We have some questions about these. And let me start with we've asked you some of these questions in writing, and we want to get further clarification and also do it in this setting as a matter of public interest. In your written explanations to the Commission, you indicated that since June 12, 2015, you have been permanently living in two cities. On working days and some weekends, you're in Kyiv, and on other days of each year and on vacation, you're in the city of Kolomyia. And so we would like to ask you to explain why in your annual declarations regarding real estate objects from 2015 to 2023, you do not indicate your property rights of use or ownership of real estate in the city of Kolomyia.
Якщо я правильно зрозумів,
If I understood you correctly,
по-перше, я зазначаю у розділі,
first,
де
I'm
йдеться про об'єкти нерухомості,
indicating this information in the section of real estate. I indicate the address of my family in Kolomyia. I'm also indicating the address where I'm residing in Kyiv. Until 2022, I also included the address where I'm registered. Now I don't have any property rights to this property. I only used it for registration because I don't possess any personal real estate. That's why I indicated this. But according to the new clarifications of the NACP, I didn't have to declare that place of registry, so I stopped declaring. I also remember that the Commission has sent me the request why I didn't indicate the address of my where I'm staying, but only the mailing address, because starting from 2022 it was complicated in terms of the address in Kyiv, but because I had to change it from time to time due to the fact that my financial opportunities were limited to rent an apartment. That's why I indicated my office address as a mailing address, because I believe it's the most reliable address in case if somebody wanted to send me an some mail, it wouldn't be lost there. But all other objects of real estate, those were two places where I stayed. Those were Kyiv and Kolomyia. I indicated them all, and I will continue mentioning them in my declarations. The only thing that the electronic declaration has an option where you can select one address only, either mailing address or factual address of your residence. If I could select two of them, I would select both, and I would include my office as my mailing address, and the place of my residence is the place where I'm living.
Okay. final question then about your declarations. This is again regarding your property rights. In your declarations from 2016 to 2023, you declare an object of unfinished construction, namely a house with an area of 225 square meters, which is located in the city of Kolomia and which belongs to your wife and father-in-law in joint ownership. Is that correct?
Так, це правильно, так і є.
Yes, this is correct.
And do you have any property rights to this object of unfinished construction?
Я поясню, це
Let me explain.
на території там, де зараз проживає мій тесть.
It is located at the territory where my father-in-law is living now and where my wife has been living since her birth. There is a house. It is called a summer kitchen. We called it a summer kitchen. It's a small house that we have been repairing for around 15 years with my wife. This is that particular unfinished construction object. Speaking about its space, when the reconstruction project was drafted, the people who did this project, they asked my wife whether we were planning to build the second floor there. She said probably yes, if we had some resources, some financial resources, we might do that. So in fact, they multiplied the area just in case if we start building the second story. But I'm doubting that we will ever build the second floor because we haven't even finished the first one. Speaking about the property rights, I'm selecting the options in the declaration. I give some money for this reconstruction. That's why I'm declaring it. There is another option. Yeah, there is also an option that I'm taking in the declaration that it belongs to the members of my family.
Very good, sir. I am done with my questions. Do any of the other commissioners have any questions for this candidate?
У нас начебто немає, наскільки я бачу, у Лаури та
No
у пані
questions on our side. As far as I see, Laura and Alla don't have any questions as well. Ivan, thank you very much for your answers. Good luck and goodbye. Thank you. All the best to you. Now we would like to announce a technical break for 10 minutes, and after that we have one more candidate, Artem Havon.